How you going? Here again, it's Rick's 3-minute video. I hope you're well. It's a cracker of a day out in Adelaide today, so I'm about to hit the gym and get out and enjoy some of the sun rays for a little while. So I encourage everyone to get out there and give it a go. What I wanted to talk to you today is about this concept that's around and what I call is instant gratification, which is directed to us as consumers and sometimes even as business people. So what are we talking about here with instant gratification? We're talking about how we're trained now, especially in the media and marketing circles, instead of waiting and saving to get to something and achieve it. So now I guess if you look at the example of someone 40 years ago, if you talk to them about when they had to buy a house, it was a requirement that you had to save so much money, excessively compared to what you do now to get into a house, and they think it's so much easier. And the same can be said for people that want to get access to credit, short-term credit. So that's the sort of the things we're talking about. It's now a lot easier for us as consumers to be able to get what we want straight away, even if we don't have the money, by using things like credit cards or personal loans. And so therefore we want to be instantly gratified instead of actually working hard and having a plan and a savings plan to actually get to where we want to go and attain that object of interest or travel or course or whatever. So a couple of downsides to this is one, if we're not working towards it, we sometimes won't appreciate what we're actually getting because we just get it straight away, and then the novelty wears off. And through continuing on from that, we also don't think, it doesn't allow us time to think about what we're actually doing transaction-wise, and also reflect and go, well, maybe I don't need it, so I won't get it. So that's part of the problem. And I guess what we're going to be careful is the marketing angle with finance institutions or even general retail institutions is very, very sophisticated now, and so they could actually take advantage of us. And a great example of an ad is the People's Choice ad, where they talk about personal loans and associate it to car. Very crafty ad, because what they do is the father goes to the daughter and says, "We've got you a loan," and she's just hysterical about the fact that she's able to get the car, right? And so they've converted a negative, which is the debt associated with the car, with the ad messaging, and actually reduced it away altogether, and have just focused on the outcome, that instant gratification of getting this car that she wanted. And so the ad's actually creating a disassociation with the negative and bad debt that's attributable with the car, with the fact that you've got the car. So using that logic, you can think about it with furniture, with electronics and TVs, laptops, mobile phones, whatever. So I guess my tip for you today and for me is to remember, as consumers, not to actually get sucked in all the time to this instant gratification of just getting what we want, when we want it, using credit or facilities that are beyond our means to actually get something. So, excuse me, so to joke around, I guess, I'll throw out there all the time, I'd love a sports car, or I'd love a Porsche, or whatever. The thing is, or a McLaren, that's probably my car of choice at this point in time, but I'm a long way from getting it with $600,000 price tag. But I guess the thing to think about there is, why would I buy let's say even $100,000 car, as an example, when I've got a mortgage that I still have to pay for, or other debts. So it's about prioritising. I could get sucked into the moment of being instantly gratified and actually just commit to that and get another debt, which then therefore would it allows me to get the car quickly, but it also will stop me reducing those other debts faster as well, because I'll have that obligation. And so what we can do, especially in our youth, is actually load up too much on these other miscellaneous debts or bad debts which aren't tax deductible, all with the view of just getting what we want when we want it. So again, I would highly encourage people to save And actually it gives you then time to reflect and actually think, do I really want to go through with this transaction? All right, we need to get away from impulse buying. It's not beneficial for us unless it's something dramatically urgent, like your hot water system blows up and you need a new hot water system. But for cars, computers, all those things I rattled off before, sit back and reflect and really think to yourself, is this something that you need right at this moment in time? Look, a bit longer than 3 minutes, but I can use it as a double, as an excuse, and say that it's yesterday's and today's combined. Have an awesome Sunday. It's a cracker of a day. I'm going to go out and enjoy it now. So I've been sitting down doing work for too long. Let's start with some exercise. Get out there and avoid being instantly gratified. Look forward to speaking to you tomorrow.